Good afternoon students. Today we will study maths and that chapter number 4, basic geometrical ideas. Now geometrical, what is the difference between geography and geometry, that I will tell you. First of all, geometry means, geo means earth, this means earth, and metry means measurement. So if you are looking at the geometry, geometry means earth's measurement or the different shapes on the earth. Okay. So in geometry you will study the shapes, different shapes and different concepts of the different concepts of the geometrical ideas, or you can say concept of the ray, line segment, etc. In geography, you are studying graphical, like maps, then domains of earth. These all things you will study in geography. So geometry and geography is totally different subject. Geometry is related to maths, okay, numbers, and geography is related to features of the earth. Now, first of all, you will write basic concept of the geometry with me. So as I am writing on the board, please copy down same thing in your notebook. Okay. So first of all, you have to write like this, points to remember. In that you write first point, that is point. Now what is point? It is the first and foremost geometrical concept. Point means any particular point or any particular location on the surface. That means अगर हूँ ये एक point बनाऊँ छूँ तो this is called a location on the surface. This is a surface. So these are some points, right? So you have to write the concept of point first. Point no concept लखो पर से. So you write like this: any dot which determines a location, it is usually denoted by capital letter. Okay, means any dot or which determines a location on the surface, and it is usually denoted as a capital letter. Means suppose I am putting point, example I am putting here. Suppose there is a point here. So if I am determining, then I should determine with the capital P. Then if I am determining second point, I have to determine it with capital Q. So you need to write capital letter to show a point. Now next concept is, so line is, it is a set of infinite points joined together. It is extends in both directions. Now I will explain you what is line. Line means there are so many dots together and they are joined together and it extends to all direction. એટલે કે હું અહીંયા I am giving example, you don't need to write this. આ dots છે મારી પાસે, okay. If I am joining this dot to this side also and to this side also, so this is called line. Line is showing with the two arrows or two arrows on both the side. Okay, that is the presentation of line. So how do you present the line? You can present the line by, I am showing you like this. Example I am showing you. Example of presenting a line is, suppose you have, please draw these lines with the scale and with the pencil. Do not draw एक पेन थी ड्रॉ करी दीदी ने પછી ગમે તેમ નંબર આપી દે. Don't do that. Use pencil and scale while drawing any geometrical concept. कोई पण geometrical shapes draw करता हो, that time you must do it with pencil and scale. Now, here, if I am joining this line, I will mention 2 points on the line, that is line AB, and this is known as, આપણે અહીંયા AB લખવાનો બંને કેપિટલ and એની ઉપર આ રીતનો એરો કરવાનો. This is called AB, or you can write line AB. This is also one side. આ પણ એક સિમ્બોલ છે AB નો અને લાઇનનો, અને આ પણ એક લાઇન AB. It is also one symbol. So, this is how you are representing a line. Line has a 2 arrow in both sides. બંને સાઈડ એક એક એરો હોય, that is called line. Now, third point is line segment. Okay. Now, what is line segment? So, line segments are, write down with me, a line segment corresponds the shortest distance between 2 points. Now, if you have any 2 points on the surface, suppose the point P and point Q. So, any line which is joining these 2 points is called line segment. Means, it is the shortest distance between these 2 points. Line segment is the shortest distance between any 2 points. So, whenever you are drawing a line segment, you need to end it with the point. You cannot show the arrow. આના બતાવવાનો હોય, because if you are showing arrow, then it turns into line. તો જ્યારે તમે કોઈ લાઇન સેગમેન્ટ બનાવો ત્યારે એને એન્ડ પોઈન્ટ્સ હોય, but line segment has the end points, but lines do not have the end points. So, please write down that lines do not have any end points, but line segment has 2 end points. Okay. Now, we move on to ray. Okay. The fourth concept is ray. Now, what is ray? So, ray has one origin point. So, it starts from one point, but then it extends to the another point. Means કે એનું origin એક point હોય, suppose point O. Okay. So, ray has any origin point and then it extends to infinite in other side of the point. So, suppose I am writing here M. So, this is known as PQ, line segment PQ, or you can write line segment PQ. Okay. And in ray, you need to write ray, it is written example, it is example. Okay. So, this ray can be represented as ray OM. તો અહીંયા એક point હશે અને અહીંયા arrow હશે. One side it is arrow, another side it has point, and it is also known as ray OM. This is ray. Now, suppose you have 2 lines, A and line L and line M. So, now the next is intersecting line. When 2 lines meet each other at one distinct point, that is known as intersecting lines. Now, intersecting lines. Now, suppose you have 2 lines. I am showing you 2 lines. Suppose one line is this, AB, line AB. Okay. And you have another line which is known as line PQ. Okay. So, if these 2 lines meets at the one point M, then this line is called intersecting line. Intersect એટલે મળવું, cross થવું. Okay. So, when 2 lines meet each other at one distinct point, that is known as intersecting lines. Okay. So, this is intersecting line. I have shown you two intersecting line. Even this line can be shown like this. આ રીતે પણ એક લાઇનને છે ને જ્યારે લાઇનને રિપ્રેઝેન્ટ કરો ત્યારે તમે સપોઝ ધીસ ઇઝ લાઇન, સપોઝ ધીસ ઇઝ લાઇન એલ. હવે આખી લાઇનને તમે સ્મોલ લેટરથી રિપ્રેઝેન્ટ કરી શકો. એન્ડ સપોઝ ધીસ ઇઝ લાઇન એમ. So this line can be represented at the small letter. This line also can be represented with the small letter. So suppose you are having this line and they are meeting at point O. So you can write like this: line L and line M is intersecting at point O. You can write like this, or you can write at point O. આવી રીતે પણ લખી શકાય, at point O. So this example please you write along with the question. So this is all about intersecting line. Now the next is parallel line. The sixth concept is the parallel line concept. When two lines do not meet each other, they are called parallel lines. તમને મેં કન્સેપ્ટ્સ કહી દીધા છે. લાઇન કોને કહેવાય, રે કોને કહેવાય, ઇન્ટરસેક્ટિંગ લાઇન્સ કોને કહેવાય, પેરેલલ લાઇન્સ કોને કહેવાય, બરાબર. પેરેલલ લાઇન્સ. નાઉ પેરેલલ લાઇન્સ જે છે એ એકબીજાને ક્યાંય ઇન્ટરસેક્ટ ના થાય. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ તમે રેલવે ટ્રેક જોયા હશે. રેલવે ટ્રેક તમે જુઓ તો તમે આમ સીધા બંને એક જ સીધા જતા હોય. દે વિલ નોટ મીટ એટ એની પોઈન્ટ. એ કોઈ જગ્યાએ ઇન્ટરસેક્ટ ના થાય. દે સ્ટ્રેટ ગો અલોંગ વિથ ઈચ અધર. સો પેરેલલ લાઇન્સની ડિફાઇન અથવા પોઈન્ટ લખવાનો હોય તો તમે એવું લખી શકો: વેન ટુ લાઇન્સ ડુ નોટ મીટ ઈચ અધર, they are called parallel lines. So example, I will show you example. Suppose this is line L and exactly નીચે તમે પેન્સિલથી line M બનાવો. Do you think are they meeting at any point? For example, તમારા નોટબુકમાં લાઇન્સ હશે. એ લાઇન્સ ક્યાંય એકબીજાને ઇન્ટરસેક્ટ કરે છે? નો, they will go parallel. તમારી નોટબુકમાં આ રીતે લાઇન હશે ને, they are not intersecting with each other. They goes parallel to each other. So they are known as parallel line. So you have to write like this in example, that line L, okay, let me do it line AB and PQ. અહીંયા આપણે AB ને PQ આપે. નીચે આપણે L અને M આપી હતી ને, તો અહીંયા આપણે રાખીએ AB and PQ. Please draw it, huh? So you can write line AB. Line AB નો symbol શું છે? બંને સાઈડ એરો. Okay. So you can write like this: line AB is parallel. This is the symbol of parallel lines. Okay. Line AB is parallel to line PQ. This is the symbol of line parallel lines. Line AB is parallel to line PQ. So these are all concepts which you need to know before we move on to the exercise part. Okay. So આટલા concepts તમારે તમારી નોટબુકમાં પણ લખવાના છે, and you need to understand these concepts. So we have learnt a concept of point, concept of line, line segment, ray, intersecting line and parallel line. Okay. After that we will learn about angles also. But before that, if you have not finished, pause the video and finish your part. Now we'll move on to exercise 4.1, question number 1. Now if you look at exercise 4.1, first question, use the figure to name. Okay, now I will draw a figure in front of you. Okay, same figure I am drawing. You also need to draw this figure. Now you have to name 5 points. So which are the 5 points you can see in the figure? So I can see 5 points, point D, or you can start with point B, point C, point O, point E and point D. These are the 5 points you can see through the figure. Now, second is a line, means only one line you have to mention. Now, this is not a line, this is a ray, because it is having a starting point, but it does not have the end points. This is also look like a ray, this is a ray also, this is also ray, OB, but if I am saying DB, then that is line. So, you can write line DB in that. Okay. Now, next is 4 rays. 4 rays. Rays, now you can see one ray is here, ray OC, this ray. Then you have ray OB. Now here it is ray, but the point is not mentioned here. So we do not have the another point. Okay. So we are not using that ray as a we will not mention that ray. Next ray is OD. OD. And OE also is known as the fourth ray is OE. So, there are 4 rays, OC, OB. Now, OD and OE is the same ray, but we can give a different name to the same ray. Okay. So, because there are 2 points mentioned over here, so you can give the different name. One is ray OD, second is ray OE. That is the same ray, but you can give a different names. So, if any ray is like this, okay, આ રીતે હોય કોઈ પણ 3 point ray ની ઉપર, તો you can write like ray AB, also you can say ray AC, but you cannot say ray BC. Why? Because B is not the origin point of the ray. The origin point of the ray is A. So, you always need to say AB and AC, means one point must be the origin point of the ray. Okay? So, this is example. You do not need to write this example, but you need to write this along with me. Now, next is 5 line segment. Now, which 5 line segment you can find here? First line segment is OC, second is OB, third is OD or DE, you can say DE, fifth is EB, that is also line segment, and last is you can say DB. So, there are 5 line segment OC, OB, DE, EB and DB. You can also mention one more line segment here, which is OD or OE. Okay? So, line segment means joining any 2 dots. Clear? So, this is how your first question is over. Now, question number 2. Now, question number 2 is, name the line segment given in all possible 12 ways, choosing only 2 letters at times for the 4 given. Okay. Now, here you do not need to write question, you just need to draw a line A, B, C, D. Okay. Now, 4 points are given on line and you have to mention this line in 12 different rays, 12 different ways, showing each particular number. Like જો હું તમને પહેલેથી સ્ટાર્ટ કરીને બતાવું, આપણે એક A point લઈએ, right? So suppose line AB, line AC, line AD. This is one way. Point A ને common રાખવાનું અને બાકીના 3 point ને ફેરવવાના. Now next take B. So you can say line BC, line BD and line BA. Now keep C common. So if I am taking C common, line CD, line CB and line CA. And then if I am putting D as a common number, right? So D થી બાકીના બધા line DC, DB, DA. તો એક જ લાઈન ને you can write with the different points and differently. So this is all 12 possible ways: AB, AC, AD, BC, BD, BA, CD, CB, CA, DC, DB, DA. These are all 12 points by which you can represent this line. તો તમે શું કર્યું છે? સિમ્પલ છે, એક કોમન રાખ્યું અને બાકીનાને એની જોડે જોઈન કરી દીધું. So these are the 12 ways in which you can write the line. Now if you have not done or not written, you pause the video and write it down. Now question number 3, use the figure to name. Now here figure is given to you, you have to draw the figure as well. So you draw along with me. There are 3 lines intersecting each other. So there are 3 lines. So for example, line AE is intersected by the lines OC on point B, and line AE is again intersecting with line EF at point E. So there are 3 lines intersecting each other. Now you use the figure to name first line containing point E. So now you have to write this. Line AE is, you can say line AE is also a line which containing point E. Line AE, okay. Next question, you can also write line EF as well. Line EF is also a correct answer because that is also one line which containing E, okay. Second line, line passing through A. Now which line is passing through point A? Line AB or line AE? Only one line you can write. If I am writing that line AB, you can say that line AB is passing through A. You can say line AD also, line AE also. That is the same line which passing through the point A. Now third number, line on which O lies. So answer of this point O lies, I am sorry, point O. This is ABC, I have written 1, 2, 3, but that is ABC. A, B and C. Now which line having O, point O, OC? So you can write line OC has point O. And the last one, D. D is 2 pairs of intersecting line. Now there are 2 pairs, one pair is AE and OC and second pair is AE and EF. Intersecting lines, there are 2 pairs. First is AE and OC. Okay, so you can write you also can write AD and first is AD and OC, and you can also write second name AE, line AE and line EF. These are 2 pairs of intersecting lines. So that's all in question 3. So I hope you understand this question. And you see children, whenever you are having geometrical question, you have to use or we have to see through different angles, like different तरीके से आ वस्तु कोई अलग अलग एंगल थी पण लखी शकाय छे. Okay, now question number 4. The question number 4 is very easy. It is written first. How many lines can pass through at one given point? કોઈ એક પોઈન્ટ હોય તો એમાંથી કેટલી લાઈન પાસ થાય? ઘણી બધી. સી સોરી, સપોઝ અહીંયા એક પોઈન્ટ છે તો યુ કેન have infinite line pass through this point. કેટલી બધી લાઈન પાસ થાય છે? There are lots of line pass through. So see, so from one point there are lot of lines, or you can say infinite lines pass through from one point. એક પોઈન્ટ માંથી ઘણી બધી લાઈન પાસ થઈ શકે. Okay, so you have to write the answer like this. Answer A લખો અને લખો infinite lines if you want to draw you can draw, if you don't want to draw I will not force you to draw this. Okay, lines can pass through one point. And B is how many lines can pass through at two given points. So બે પોઈન્ટમાંથી તો ખાલી એક જ લાઈન પાસ થાય, એને બંનેને જોઈન કરતી એક જ લાઈન હોય. ઓનલી વન લાઈન કેન પાસ થ્રુ એટ 2 પોઈન્ટ્સ. સો ઓનલી વન લાઈન, સપોઝ ધીસ ઇઝ લાઈન, ઓકે, 2 પોઈન્ટ્સ, ઓનલી વન લાઈન can pass through 2 given points. So that's the answer of question number 4. એક પોઈન્ટમાંથી ઘણી બધી લાઈન પાસ થાય, પણ બે પોઈન્ટ જ્યારે હોય અને એ બંનેને જોઈન કરવા માટેની ખાલી એક જ લાઈન પાસ થાય. ઓકે, that's the answer. You can pause the video and write the answer. Question number 5. Now I am reading question number 5 for you. Draw a rough figure and label suitably in each of the following case. Now first is A. You have to draw a rough figure. We are not drawing rough figure, we are drawing fair figure. Okay, કારણ કે મને rough figure થી નફરત છે. I don't like to draw rough figure. We need to draw fair figure with the scale and pencil. Now પહેલા તમારે એક લાઈન ડ્રો કરવાની છે, which is line AB. Okay, તો તમે એક લાઈન AB ડ્રો કરશો, and in between this point P is lying on this line. So if you can draw any point P on that line, that's the answer. Now B is XY, line XY and line PQ intersects it at point M. એટલે કે તમારે બે લાઈન ડ્રો કરવાની છે, that two lines are intersecting with each other. So suppose I am drawing line XY, okay, and then I am drawing second line, that is PQ, and the intersecting point, the point where they meet, you have to give that name M. Okay, now C is line L contains point E and F but not E, not D. Means તમારે એક લાઈન ડ્રો કરવાની છે, that is line L. એની ઉપર બે પોઈન્ટ ડ્રો કરવાના છે, one is point E, second is point F. ઓકે, અને પોઈન્ટ ડી છે એ ક્યાંક બહાર ડ્રો કરવાનો છે બીકોઝ ઇટ ઇઝ નોટ ઓન લાઇન, એટલે એ લાઇનની ઉપર ડ્રો નથી કરવાનો, એ ક્યાંક બહાર ઉપર નીચે ગમે ત્યાં એક જગ્યાએ તમારે ડ્રો કરવાનો છે. નાવ ડી question, last one D. D is line OP and OQ is meet at O. So I am doing direct drawing. You can write the question from the textbook. I am not I am not writing the question, I am just drawing. So it is saying that line, there are two lines which are intersecting at point O, and the name of these two lines is OP and OQ. So that's like this. So OP and OQ are intersecting at point O. So that's all in question number 5. Now question number 6 is true or false. તો આપણે એ ટ્રુ ઓર ફોલ્સ છે એને એક્સપ્લેન કરીશ વેધર ઇટ ઇઝ ટ્રુ ઓર ફોલ્સ. એ જ વખતે તમારે તમારી ટેક્સ્ટબુકમાં પણ ટ્રુ એન્ડ ફોલ્સ કરી લેવાના છે, એન્ડ દેન ધેટ ઇઝ ઇન યોર હોમવર્ક, that questions and the answers you have to copy in your tuition book. That's the homework. Okay, so now I am moving on to question number 6. So before we move on to question number 6, the question number 6 has one figure at side. So I am drawing that figure for you to explain. Okay, so this is the figure. Okay, and from this figure you need to give the answer of true or false. Okay, okay, so I am reading question number 6 for you, and one by one we will solve the true and false answers. First is like this: consider the following figure of line MN and say whether following sentence statements are true or false in context of given figure. So figure is drawn here already. Okay, now first question: point Q, M, O and P are points on line MN. Means કે આ લાઇન ઉપર આ બધા points આવેલા છે. So is it true or false? Yes, it is true. So you have to write true there. So I am writing like A, T. Okay, now B. That means all these point Q, M, O and P are on line MN. You can say line MN, you can say line OP, you can say line QO, you can say any name to this line, because this is the same line on which all the points are there. Okay, next question is point M, point O and point N are points on line MN. Yes, point O segment sorry, it is segment, I am so sorry. See, point M, point O and point N are on line segment MN. It is line segment. That is true because line segment MN ની વચ્ચે O આવેલું છે. So MON એ ત્રણેય પોઈન્ટ્સ છે એ લાઇન સેગમેન્ટ MN ની વચ્ચે MN ની અંદર છે. So that's true. Now C. C is point M and N are end points of line segment MN. M અને N લાઇન સેગમેન્ટના એન્ડ પોઈન્ટ્સ ઓબ્વિયસ છે. આ એન્ડ પોઈન્ટ્સ જ હોય તો જ એને લાઇન સેગમેન્ટ કહેવાય ને. સો દે હેવ લાઇન સેગમેન્ટ MNમાં M અને N એ એન્ડ પોઈન્ટ્સ છે, એ સાચું છે. Line segment has two end points. I have told you before. So they are these M and M. Now D. D is O and N are the end points of line segment OP. હવે લાઇન સેગમેન્ટ OP લખ્યું હોય ને જ્યારે પણ ત્યારે end points O અને P જ હોય, N ના હોય. N is the middle point. So O is the end point, correct છે, પણ N એ end point નથી. તો you can write false. કારણ કે જ્યારે કોઈ પણ લાઇન સેગમેન્ટ લખ્યું હોય એ જે એના જે આલ્ફાબેટ જે લેટર આપ્યા હોય એ જ એના એન્ડ પોઈન્ટ્સ હોય. તો લાઇન સેગમેન્ટ ઓપીના એન્ડ પોઈન્ટ્સ O અને P જ છે, N નથી. ઓકે, સો ફોલ્સ there. Now E is M is one of the end point of line segment OQO. M is one of the end point. હવે પાછું એની એ જ વસ્તુ આવી, મેં તમને હમણાં જ કીધું કે લાઇન સેગમેન્ટની અંદર જે લખ્યું હોય ને કે લાઇન સેગમેન્ટ ઓ ક્યુ, તો ઓ અને ક્યુ, પોઈન્ટ ઓ અને ક્યુ એ એના એન્ડ પોઈન્ટ હોય. ઓકે, હવે એમ ઇઝ નોટ એન એન્ડ પોઈન્ટ, ઇટ ઇઝ અ મિડલ પોઈન્ટ, સો ફોલ્સ. ઓકે, નાઉ એફ. એમ ઇઝ પોઈન્ટ ઓન રે ઓપી. રે ઓપી એટલે ઓ એનો સ્ટાર્ટિંગ પોઈન્ટ છે અને પી એનો રે પોઈન્ટ છે, તો એની વચ્ચે એમ આવેલું છે. રોંગ છે, એની વચ્ચે એમ નથી આવેલું, એમ તો એની પાછળના ભાગમાં છે, બહાર છે. સો તમે એવું ના કહી શકો. હા, લાઈન હોય ને તો તમે કહી શકો હા, પણ આ તો રે છે, તો રેનું સ્ટાર્ટિંગ પોઈન્ટ ઓ છે અને ઓની પાછળના જેટલા પોઈન્ટ છે એ રેમાં છે નહીં, એટલે અહીંયા પણ આવે ફોલ્સ. તમને ફરી વાર સમજાવું, જ્યારે પણ કોઈ રે લખ્યું હોય ને, લાઈક રે ઓપી, તો આ એનો સ્ટાર્ટિંગ પોઈન્ટ છે, તો પછી અહીંયા આગળ કોઈ પણ પોઈન્ટ જતા હોય એ એની અંદર ના ગણાય. ઓકે, સો રેની આની અને આની વચ્ચે જે પોઈન્ટ છે એ જ એનો મિડલ પોઈન્ટ અથવા એની અંદરનો પોઈન્ટ ગણાય. બાકી આ બાજુ કોઈ પોઈન્ટ હોય તો એ ગણાય નહીં, સો ફોલ્સ. નાઉ જી. G is ray OP is different from ray QP. Ray OP is different from ray QP. So I am saying ray OP is different from ray QP. Yes. કેમ હું તમને સમજાવું. રે ઓપીની વચ્ચે ખાલી એન છે પોઈન્ટ, પણ રે ક્યુપીની વચ્ચે એમ ઓ અને એન 3 પોઈન્ટ છે અને રે ક્યુપી એ લાંબુ છે રે ઓ એ કરતાં. સો ધેટ ઇઝ વાય ફોલ્સ. સમજ પડી હું શું કહેવા માગું છું? રે ક્યુ અને પીની વચ્ચે 3 પોઈન્ટ છે, જ્યારે રે ઓ અને પીની વચ્ચે એક જ પોઈન્ટ છે. દેટ ઇઝ વાય દે આર નોટ સેમ. ઓકે, નાઉ એચ. એચ ઇઝ ray OP is same as ray OM. OP અને OM, that is also false. ઓકે, કારણ કે OP ઉપરની તરફ જાય છે, OM નીચેની તરફ જાય છે અને બંનેના ડિફરન્ટ એંગલ્સ છે ને ડિફરન્ટ છે, એટલે ફોલ્સ. રે હંમેશા સેમ ના હોય, કારણ કે રેનું ભલે ઓરિજિન પોઈન્ટ સેમ હોય પણ એના એંગલ્સ છે, એના બીજા પોઈન્ટ્સ છે એ ડિફરન્ટ હોઈ શકે. નાવ એચ ઇઝ ફોલ્સ. નાવ I. Now I માં છે ray OM is not opposite to ray OP. OM is not opposite to OP. It is opposite. કારણ કે ray OP ના opposite side M છે. So false. Okay. Now J. J is O is not the initial point of OP. O અને P એ લાઇન સેગમેન્ટ બતાવ્યા છે આની અંદર. તો લાઇન્સ રે છે, તો રે ઓપીનો ઇનિશિયલ પોઈન્ટ ઓ જ હોય. જે પહેલો હોય ને, જો હંમેશા યાદ રાખો, રેની અંદર જે પહેલો લેટર હોય ને એનો ઇનિશિયલ પોઈન્ટ હોય. કોઈ દિવસ રે બી એ ના લખાય. આ કોઈ રે આમ જતું હોય અને અહીંયા એ હોય અને અહીંયા બી હોય, તો આ રેને બી એ રે ના લખાય, આને હંમેશા રે એ બી લખાય, બિકોઝ એ ઇઝ ફર્સ્ટ પોઈન્ટ, ઇટ ઇઝ અ ઇનિશિયલ પોઈન્ટ. એવી જ રીતે ઓપી જે છે એની અંદર પણ યુ હેવ ટુ રાઇટ ઓ ઇઝ ધ ઇનિશિયલ પોઈન્ટ. સો અહીંયા લખ્યું છે ઓ ઇઝ નોટ અ ઇનિશિયલ પોઈન્ટ, સો ફોલ્સ. એફ. નાવ લાસ્ટ કે. N is the initial point of NP, ray NP and ray NM. N is the initial point of ray NP and ray NM and ray NP. Correct છે. પહેલો લેટર જે હોય એ ઇનિશિયલ પોઈન્ટ હોય, so it is true. સમજ પડી? So that's all for today's session. We have completed 4.1. Now 4.2 and also on we will go into next session. Thank you so much.